Origins of Terrax. Formerly an alien dictator called Tyros, Terrax is a herald of Galactus. He has the power to bend earth and rock to his will, along with an energy-absorbing axe. Terrax travels the cosmos at the head of a meteor shower, searching for worlds for Galactus to devour. Tyros was originally the dictator of the small city-state Landlac on the world of Burge, sometimes translated as Terran, a moon of the gas giant Marman in a solar system 80,000 light-years from Earth. Tyros ruled through the use of his limited power over earth and rock. This power, which apparently was a mutation unique to Tyros, enabled him to animate constructs of stone, which would patrol his kingdom, maintaining his firm control. Tyros loved power and conquest, and led a life of debauchery and violence. Somehow, he came to the attention of Galactus, the world devourer. Galactus had been seeking a new herald to guide him to fertile planets, which he needed for sustenance. The space being surmised that the common fault in most of his former herald was that their moral values prevented them from fulfilling their duties. For a new herald, Galactus sought an individual who would have no compunction in finding worlds for Galactus to render lifeless. Herald of Galactus. When the Fantastic Four came to Galactus to ask him for aid in their battle against the Sphinx, Galactus agreed, but only with the condition that the Fantastic Four would journey to Burge and subdue Tyros for him. The Fantastic Four reluctantly did this, and in doing so, they freed the city of Landlac from Tyros' rule. Brought before Galactus, Tyros was exposed to Galactus' cosmic power, and was transformed into Terrax the Tamer. His minor control over stone was augmented to an incalculable degree. Now, he could affect all matter of rock and stone on nearly a planetary scale. His body was changed so that it would withstand the vacuum of space. Finally, Galactus gave Terrax a weapon called the Cosmic Axe, capable of generating waves of cosmic force. As Galactus's new herald, Terrax found more worlds for his master than any of the previous heralds. Terrax likened the discovery of new planets to the feeling of conquest. On several occasions, Terrax annihilated large segments of the population himself using his cosmic powers. As Galactus had hoped, Terrax's lack of morality made him a successful herald. But whereas Galactus's other heralds had a sense of loyalty to their master, Terrax had none. Indeed, he served Galactus out of fear for his master's power, but even conquered that fear on several occasions to defy Galactus' wishes. Shortly after being transformed into Galactus' herald, Terrax fled from his master and overthrew the ruling body of a small unnamed planet. He enslaved the entire population and set himself up as the planet's deity. Huge segments of that world's people died erecting temples and cities to glorify Terrax. Terrax planned to use the survivors of his reign as the first wave of a planned universe-conquering army. But before Terrax could proceed any further, Galactus summoned his herald. Fearful of his master's wrath, Terrax hid in a black hole. Utilizing the powers of the Earth mutant Dazzler, Galactus freed Terrax and made him obedient to his will again. Terrax led his master to the planet Galador to feed. Home of the Space Knights, the planet did not go down without a fight. Terrax was defeated, but Rom made a pact with Galactus to spare Galador in exchange for Wraithworld. Galactus was angered that Terrax would lead him to such a defended world. Once in the Dark Nebula, Terrax feared their doom, but Galactus discovered he could not consume either Wraithworld or the Black Sun and left to find another suitable world. Powers and abilities. Terrax possesses vast cosmic power granted him by Galactus. Though, like Galactus' other heralds, he prefers to use his energy powers in combat situations, Terrax is a formidable hand-to-hand combatant. Superhuman strength. Terrax possesses superhuman strength, which enables him to lift over 75 tons when not amped up by the power cosmic. However, Terrax can amp himself up with the power cosmic, which enables him to lift over 100 tons. Superhuman speed. Terrax possesses superhuman speed, which enables him to move much faster than most beings. Superhuman stamina. Terrax's cosmically powered musculature produces toxins during physical activity, which grants him very high levels of stamina. However, his brain is still composed of conventional organic tissue which requires him to sleep in order to dream. Superhuman agility. Terrax possesses agility, balance, and body movement coordination which are all enhanced with the help of his power and puts him above many beings. Superhuman reflexes. Terrax possesses reflexes which are above that of the finest human specimens. Superhuman durability. Terrax's body is composed of a flexible, rock-like material that is much harder and more resistant to physical injury than the bodily tissues of normal human beings. Terrax's body can withstand exposure to temperature extremes from 50 degrees above absolute zero to the interior of a small sun and the pressure up to 100 Earth atmospheres. His body is also capable of withstanding powerful energy blasts and concussive force up to a fall at terminal velocity from the limit of Earth's exosphere. Terrax's body is also designed to fully withstand the rigors of travel through deep space and is sustained by the power cosmic, meaning he has no need to eat, drink, or even breathe. Flight. Terrax is capable to enter warp space and negotiate through it in order to cover great spatial distances, just like all of Galactus' heralds. Traversing through the normal universe, he is able to attain 75% the speed of light, or roughly 139,500 miles per second. Earth manipulation. Terrax's psionic ability to manipulate the molecules of rock and earth has been augmented by Galactus's transformation at least 100-fold. Terrax can move planetary masses up to 100 miles in diameter. He can move asteroids of 10 miles in diameter at speeds of up to thousands of miles per hour. He can control the direction of a swarm of meteors within 100 miles of his person. Through concentration, he can affect a small piece of matter 1,000 miles away from him. The farther the distance, however, the less mass he is able to affect. Standing on a planetary surface, he can affect tectonic plates sufficiently to cause earthquakes and create chasms in the surface thousands of feet deep or wide. Deploying his powers to the maximum extent, he can separate a landmass the size of Manhattan Island and levitate it miles off the Earth's surface. On worlds with lesser gravities, he can lift even greater masses. Cosmic axe. Terrax wielded a cosmic axe which had several powers of its own. It was capable of emanating waves of destructive force sufficiently powerful to rent a tear in Galactus's own ship. It could also project highly impervious force shields. Terrax's axe has shown a significant amount of power to destroy a planet with one blow. Since it operated independently of rock and earth, the axe augmented the scope of Terrax's power.